This is Fox 13 News at 4.
Now on Fox 13 News, a somber scene in the North Sound as rescue teams search for those who went down in a plane crash yesterday. What we know about rescue efforts and the change in strategy today.
And we will have a red flag warning that goes into effect later on this week just because of the low humidity. So we're watching for that critical fire danger. We'll talk more about this and why this is happening coming up.
Plus, a teacher strike is possible for the largest school district in the state. With 2 days left before classes are set to begin, Seattle Public Schools and the teachers union yet to agree on a new contract. What this means for tens of thousands of families. Fox 13 News at 4 starts right now. But off the top, a tragic update to a story we first brought you yesterday. Crews have been working around the clock since last night to rescue those on board a plane that crashed Sunday. Now the U.S. Coast Guard says this rescue mission is now a recovery effort. For now, the search has been suspended. The body of one of the people on board has been recovered. The other 9 still missing are now presumed dead. We're told the aircraft went down off of Whidbey Island. 10 people total were on board when it crashed, including a child. We're on top of every update for you here on the News at 4. I'm Hannah Kim. Let's go now to Whidbey Island. Fox 13 News reporter Steve Kiggins is live there. Now, you've been out there on the island all day long, Steve, so what else have you learned today?
Well, we know that the U.S. Coast Guard, this is not the news that they want to share with us or the public. Obviously, they've been pouring over the waters here just west of Whidbey Island, searching for any clues, looking for debris, looking for any of these other 9 folks that are presumed missing. But at noon today is when they announced that they have changed their strategy. This is now, they have now suspended their search for those 9 people that are unaccounted for. But you mentioned that one person has been recovered. So far, they've not identified exactly who that is, other than to say it's a woman. The rest, we are still waiting to learn exactly who they are, maybe if they knew each other all on this same flight. And there's been crews up here on the water looking for hours since yesterday all the way up until noon, not only on the water but up in the air as well, looking for any sign. We spoke with one gentleman who lives out here who says he didn't see this crash, but he heard a very loud boom, something like he'd never heard before. And when he came out, he said he didn't really see anything out on the water. That's been the big challenge here for Coast Guard and their search efforts. They have been able to retrieve some material from this crash. They said portions of a seat has been recovered, not to mention that one passenger, and some other elements, including fragments of foam from this aircraft. But by and large, they've not found large pieces of debris. They've not found other passengers who they've been looking for, not to mention they have yet to find a fuselage underneath the surface of the water here. In fact, they're working in areas they believe are as deep as 150 to 200 feet. Again, today at noon is when the U.S. Coast Guard announced that they were suspending their search for these 9 people. What we do know, this is a small company operating out of Renton, and we are told that we will learn more tomorrow. There's a 6 a.m. press conference announced earlier this afternoon by the U.S. Coast Guard where they said they will, in concert with this company, be announcing the names, the identities of their employees and those folks who were on this aircraft when it went down yesterday. Now, what's next is we are to believe that the FAA and the National Transportation Safety Board are en route to Whidbey Island to meet with Coast Guard officials to officially take over the investigation in terms of exactly what happened. We know that the NTSB investigations usually are quite very thorough and take some time for an official word to come out, a determination exactly what happened, but that's to start very soon. Not to mention, Coast Guard warns folks that if you're out here on the island or if you're out here on the waters, to be wary that it's likely to happen. What's going to be happening soon is potential debris coming to the surface of the water and debris coming up on the beaches in and around the area. So still a lot of questions left answered. It's a turn that Coast Guard was not excited to talk to us about, but that's the latest for now. We'll learn more tomorrow at 6 a.m. Again, that press conference to share the identities of the folks that were involved in this crash, and perhaps more we'll learn from the NTSB. For now, we're live on Whidbey Island. Steve Kiggins, Fox 13 News.